Hello and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tamara Nili Freudenschuss, and on behalf of the Department of Islamic Theological Studies in Vienna, I would like to welcome you to our international conference. We look forward to 40 lecturers from all over the world. Now, Professor Ednan Aslan will start with a few introductory words.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, I am really very pleased to be here today and give the opening speech. We organize annual international conferences on the topic religions in Europe, in the world, since more than 10 years. And this conference is the 12th one in this series conferences. In a world without COVID-19, this conference should take place in beautiful Cyprus in collaboration with our colleagues at the University of Nicosia, with handshakes and lunch to share. The world being the way it is at the moment, we decided to run the conference remotely. And really, I am glad we made this decision, because we have truly managed to bring in phenomenal professionals from all over the world, which may have not been possible through physical attendance. Talking of silver linings, the location has changed, the topic remains. We want to discuss the role of religions in the process of peace in the world, particularly at the schools. Cyprus take a special role in Europe, because peace in Cyprus plays significant role for the peace in Europe. Because of the differently of religious affiliation of the warring parties, people's religious beliefs can be quickly be instrumentalized for the wars. Current developments in the Mediterranean Sea show us how sensitive the situation is in Europe. The wars in Syria, Iraq, Armenia, Azerbaijan show us that war is still a threat towards the future of humankind in Europe and in the world. These wars may not have a direct links to religious causes, and it would be wrong to reduce the context of these wars to different religions in our world. However, we should not ignore the role of religious in conflict situation in the world. We realize how the wars in Mediterranean and Armenia, Azerbaijan can be exacerbated through religious dimensions. Contrary to the secularization phases, society experienced a revival of religions, not Islam, different religions in our world. Although the religions contains different functions in different religious communities and in individual life plans, it is increasingly associated with terms such as extremism, violence, and fundamentalism in the media and in public discussions. Religion is more and more seen as a threat against democratic, secular, and pluralistic societies. In public debates, religions have been perceived less a solution to the problem of violence and considered to be a part of problems, a part of violence in the societies. For this reason, religious communities are urged to make their possible contributions for the peace transparent and tangible to the world peace everywhere, because a conscious commitment to peace is essential in view of the global situation. Peace education actually has always been a part of a network of social, political developments, pedagogical support, historical narratives, and practical community activities. One challenge of peace situation today is globalized, diverse, religious pluralistic, as well as mobile world is taking to account global and local condition in the same time. The important task of peace education to promoting values of being a cosmopolitan citizenship, well as to sensitive to local, cultural, and individual values in the same time. According to scientists, Johann Gattung, peace a continuous process, decreasing violence while increasing justice. What does that mean? Peace is not state, but a never finish, because continuous process. He's never in being, but always in becoming. Nobody can say, now we have perfect peace in our world, because there is still remnant of violence and injustice. By the term decreasing violence, Galtung means decrease is not only visible, physical and psychological, but also visible, structural and cultural violence. What does the expressions simultaneous increase in justice mean? Galtungs understand justice to mean social justice. A peace without such justice is a cold peace for him. However, the peace is not sermon that works immediately, but rather a process in which a justice grows, the willingness to use violence in society decreases. Peace education is therefore an educational task, encourages children, adolescents to reduce violence in everyday lives, in their community, in their schools, in their home. At the same time, maximizes the space for justice in society. This education can only create structures in society that form the basis for the culture of peace. In these cultures, adolescents are made aware of the need to be conscious toward the dangers of discrimination, insult, humiliation. The role of religions, crucial by designing an education of peace, we support teaching open-minded individuals who are processing the capacity of living with differences, such as different sexual orientation, ethnicity, cultural or religious identity. If we never speak about completed peace process, then religions should make their own contribution visible in this process of peace education and work for it and make their followers aware of the consequences of war and violence, as well as mobilize religious resources for non-violence conflict management. It is no longer enough to just condemn terror and violence. The religious are challenged to deal with their doctrine and theological teaching as well. Whether these doctrines and theological teaching favors violence. We cannot legitimize violence in teaching, but we can condemn the practical implementation of violence. In this conference, it will be discussed how peace education can be implemented in the curricula of the religious education, how religious networks for non-violence education can be formed, to what extent the theological roots of radicalization and violence can be critically reflected, which concept and visions for design of peace and coexistence can be established, and how the historical peace concept of religions should be made relevant for the present. Ladies and gentlemen, conferences like this one, despite their online delivery, require many, many hours preparations, effort, and dedication. And a number of people had many late nights and early mornings. And I would like to mention some of these dedicated people here. Without their input, we would not be here today. Evrim Ersin Kılıç, thank you for her, Evrim, for your traitorous organization, which made all this possible. Thank you so much for your efforts. Our colleagues, Mrs. Sontag has taken in many administrative jobs. Mrs. Freudenschuss has kindly taken on the moderation and deserve our gratitude. Mohsin Alam, who is our technical hero during the day and night. We are ever so grateful for his support. He made the technical aspect of the conference possible. Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, I would like to express my gratitude towards my colleagues from all over the world for their participation and interesting contribution. And finally, thank you to all who are attended and will attend to this conference. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues from all over the world. I am really very pleased to be here and discuss with us about peace and religions for all world. Thank you so much.